Our first guest speaker was born on the island of Themyscira and raised as Queen of the Amazons. Hannah Echo loves female supremacy, bondage games, and riding around in her invisible jet. After falling in love with a mortal man with hazel eyes and a large phallus, she left the island women to embark on the life of an MFA student. The devastations of patriarchy break her heart on the daily, and Wonder Woman, Hannah Echo, often longs for her warrior princess days. She consoles herself with feminist theory and episodes of Orange is the New Black. When she's not making offerings to the goddesses and slaying evil men, she's writing and ordering the cheapest menu item at Panera. Hannah Echo. Woo!
This is always the thing. You know, I think it's not good. I think that. Oh, is it even on? Or should I just like.
No, it's okay.
You guys can hear me, right?
Okay. We can do this.
What's usually for.
We can do this thing. What's this?
Okay. Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. Okay, tell me when.
Is it actually on?
It was? At some point?
Test? No, I think it's on.
Okay. Let's go deal with that. Let's make that happen.
It's on a little bit.
It's that.
Yeah, that's basically the thing, yeah. Yep.
Oh.
How's this?
Test. Is it on? Is this it?
It is.
Okay, I just don't hear anything. Alright, so I'm actually going to read a nonfiction piece. So, sorry for kind of disrupting the theme of the evening already, but still working on it, but here we go. Male or female, the man asks, and gazes at me expectantly. This was 10 years ago in a local 7-Eleven, and all I wanted to do was buy my siblings Slurpees. I was so taken aback by his nonchalant inquiry that I shouted, "Male!" and then, no, I mean female. My face burned as I carried the ice-cold drinks to the counter. The man grinned at me, as if we were sharing an intimacy. "Dude," he said, putting on his Ray-Bans, "you said male first." 30 seconds after I reversed out the parking lot, I crashed into the passenger side of a cream-colored sedan. Everyone involved is unhurt, but both cars are crumpled metal at the point of impact. For over a decade, I've had experiences like these, public instances where I've been mistaken or misnamed as a man. And while each incident has not resulted in a car crash, my car insurance rates are doing fine, there is always that inner disorientation as I wonder which fragment of my identity was responsible for the misdirected slur or the muffled joke. Was it the way bigger women are often depicted as being unfeminine? Was it my deep voice? Was it simply because I was a dark-skinned black woman in America? So Joanna Truth probably never asked a famous question attributed to her. The most known version of her speech, with the repeating, "Ain't I a woman" phrase, was transcribed by a Women's Rights Convention President Frances Gage 12 years after Truth delivered it. The use of a heavy Southern dialect directly contrasts with the fact that Truth was born in upstate New York and enslaved by a Dutch couple. The other version of the speech is far less known, and the "Ain't I a Woman" iteration is what most Gender Studies 101 classes will play. Nevertheless, the fact remains that this question has been present for over a century. And I too have been asking questions. Why do we need this Sojourner Truth as our image of black womanhood? And when do black women get to be women first and foremost? Assigning black women a non-feminine status is firmly embedded with American consciousness. If black women in America are stereotyped as unshakable, our research shows that there's another closely linked myth that persists, that black women are less feminine than other women, and in fact, even emasculating, write Sharice Jones and Camilla Shorter Gooden in Shifting the Double Lives of Black Women in America. The myth sprang to life in the characters of Mammy and Sapphire, then evolved into the archetype of this coarse, sassy black girl, a ubiquitous image in popular culture. Such images take an immeasurable toll on the psyche of black women, who in their desire to be seen as ladylike, to challenge the notion that they are less feminine, may affect a way of talking or behaving that does not reflect who they are. In addition to these ideas, Black women are constantly required to showcase attributes often assigned to masculinity, to be strong, indestructible, and invulnerable. And the long arm of these ideas stretches everywhere. A West Virginia official considers it perfectly fine to call Michelle Obama an ape in heels. A 5'3" Black woman scares a tall white man so much he shoots her in the face. Online dating statistics name straight Black women's supposed masculinity as a reason men of all races reply to them less. Being a tall, dark-skinned Black woman has forced me to face painful ideas about Black femininity again and again. Over the years, I have learned to inhabit my femininity, but the road to this embodied realization was far from simple. All my life, I've been asking the question, am I a woman, not because of my own confusion, but because the world has forced me to. I'll never forget the first time it happened. I am at the New Mexico State Fair, a recruit at training at a private military college in Roswell, New Mexico. It is our first liberty. For a full day, all cadets can be off campus grounds, and even though we're all required to wear our uniforms, I'm excited to have a fun, less regimented day. I'm hanging with my pretty friend Lauren, light-skinned and short, and about half of the men's basketball team are tailing us, all eager to get her number. We make our way to the test your strength game, and the guys hang back, flirting with my friend as I walk ahead. "Step right up, my good sir," the game attendant bellows at me in what can only be described as circus voice. I am mortified and hope that the guys did not hear, but the light cackling behind me dashes any hope. The attendant is fussed and amidst 500 apologies offers me a free swing with the hammer. I hit the large black button half-heartedly, and even though I get nowhere near mega strength, the attendant awards me first prize, a 4-foot stuffed red Clifford dog. "It's the uniform," he says as I walk away, the red dog slung underneath my arm. And maybe this time it is the boxy, straight-cut army uniform. But even before this incident, I always felt like the world had affixed a not feminine sign on my forehead. The way I was never assumed to need the same kind of check-ins as my white friends in junior high school. The constant admonishments to be strong and keep it together. The dark-skinned male comedians who dressed up as Black women for laughs. I had always resisted these formulations. I never felt uncomfortable with my assigned gender. And though I experienced much anger and angst toward misogyny from an early age, I very much liked being a Black girl. My misgendering experiences may be unique in their frequency, but I know that many other women who are not dark-skinned Amazonians like myself, face deeper violent erasures. In Hunger, Roxane Gay's latest memoir, the author details the numerous times her gender is overlooked based on her weight. I know a white woman with close-cropped silver hair who requests that friends escort her into restrooms because it's more believable to have someone else vouch for her womanhood. Almost daily, a butch-presenting woman or trans woman of color will lose their life due to open hostility towards their gender appearance. I am not alone in having my femininity questioned, disregarded. I played collegiate basketball, and there was always a chance at an away game, a loud-mouthed frat boy might ask the referee if I really was female, audibly hypothesize whether I was taking steroids. And while I knew such remarks were trash-talking at their most base, the words and questions stung me deeply. I'd steer my focus to the play at hand, pretend I was wholly unaffected by laughing and shaking my head. But the truth was something more complicated. Why weren't these bros directing their shit talking towards, I played alongside white women just as tall and strong as I was. Why weren't these bros directing their shit talking towards them as well? Society remains uneasy with female strength of any stripe, and still prefers and champions delicate damsels, an outdated sentiment that limits all women, Tamara Winfrey Harris explains, and the sisters are all right, changing the broken narrative of Black women in America. But because the damsel's face is still viewed as unequivocally white and female, it is a particularly problem for Black women. As long as vulnerability and softness are the basis for acceptable femininity, and acceptable femininity is a requirement for a woman's life to have value, women who are perpetually framed because of their race as supernaturally indestructible will not be viewed with regard. While the white women I played with were immune to crass barbs from the stands, the constant questioning of their femininity was not a main feature. And with that, I'll stop. Thank you.